Hey, I'm so excited. My name is Melanie Borbo, if you haven't caught that before, but I'm excited to have you here because I love to make an impact. That's why I do business. That's why I do everything is to do the thing that's on our heart to do, right? Like we've all been created to have with a plan and a purpose. And so for me, it's exciting to get to interview my dear friend Melissa today because she's going to talk to us just about what she's doing with this high ticket business and there is an impact in everybody's story, and so I can't wait to hear her story. So come on in, Melissa. Tell us a little bit about you, how you got here. Tell us a little bit about your background.
All right. Well, hello. Thank you so much for inviting me. This is an honor anytime I get to share my story, just because, and the favorite part of my day when I get to hang out with other business partners and meet and support each other and cheer each other on. So, my name is Melissa. I am coming live from Northern Alberta, Canada. And that's another reason why I love this business. When I found out that I could literally build a business on the go around my family schedule, around what I want to do, all the things that I want to accomplish and do in life instead of being stuck chained to a location or a desk. That truly got me excited because I run my business from my phone. I
Nice.
mean, truly, it's amazing. And I am married. My husband is another reason I wanted to start this business is because he works in the oil field and he works 10 to 12 hours a day. His job will take him away for days, weeks, and months at a time. And we used to think that was normal because that just seems to be the norm up here in northern Alberta. Everyone, that's just what we do and we put up with. But if you think about the family unit, there, how can you nurture your relationships with your spouse or your children when you're always gone and never home? Like there's a disconnect there. So that's not good. And then myself, I am a social worker. I've been off work for over 3 years, or sorry, no, just 3 years now because I've had two major surgeries back to back. And until I was forced off work, I didn't realize how burnt out I was. And also, my husband and I have four children. I'm older now,
Right.
27, 21, and his headed twins that are 17.
Nice.
And I bring up my children's ages is because reflecting back on how much time I missed out on their lives because I was always working, and it ties into that burnout. So, to give you an example, in my field, it is high caseload, high stress, long hours, never home, very demanding. I would work long hours. I would not be dependable on my family. And when I would come home, I would be so mentally exhausted, where I had the attitude where, and I really hate to admit this as a mom, but I would go straight upstairs to my bedroom, not even acknowledge my family. And I'd be so tired and I'd close the door and have the attitude like, please leave me alone, just because I didn't have anything else to
You've been
give.
giving all day. Hey, you had nothing left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if I did have energy to sit with them on the couch, I could see their lips moving, but I couldn't hear what they were saying. That's how
Oh,
exhausted I was.
that's so sad.
Yeah. And then most mornings before I was forced off work because of my health, I would cry in the mornings because the thought of going to work was overwhelming. I really wanted to go to work to help, a positive impact in the families' lives that I
Yeah.
was working with. But it took so much away from me that I couldn't get enough time to rest and relax and recharge. And I lost that passion to help others. And
Yes.
when you're trying to serve from that place, you are not serving anybody.
No, that's
You
for
are
sure.
not.
No, that's right. Absolutely.
And then for my first surgery, I was super excited about going off because I was guaranteed 12 weeks off of work, no questions asked. I remember being so excited and marking off on my calendar how many more days left
I'm gonna
until
have surgery.
surgery
I'm gonna have surgery.
because I was like, finally, I would have some time. So just reflecting back, that is not good. That is not healthy. But here's the thing, up until I had my second surgery. I was in the mindset that I had to hurry up and heal, that the only way that I was being productive member of society if I was working and on the go. And that was my mindset. It was just about hurrying up and healing and getting back to work. But what really changed things for me and my husband, and we started to ask, like, how do we want to live life, quality of life, our relationships with each other and with our children. When we had a conversation with my surgeon for the second surgery, because that one I was not excited about. I did not want to get it. I was like, no, thank you. But his words to me were, Melissa, it's non-negotiable. You have to have the surgery because if I got seriously hurt or injured, I could die or become paralyzed.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
So right in that moment, that really scared me. It shook me to my core because I have four children.
Absolutely.
And the first thing that popped into my head was I was subconsciously telling my family that work was more important than they were.
Wow, that's
And
heavy.
right,
Yep.
yeah, that was my first thought. And I just thought, wow. And then I thought, if I was to have passed away, even though I worked so hard, I would not be able to leave anything behind
Oh,
for my children.
that's so sad.
Yeah. And the
Yeah.
only reason why I thought about that is because on a deeper, more personal level, and I share this because I really want other parents to stop and really think about their situation and reflect,
For
is
sure.
because when I was 20, my mother passed away unexpectedly.
Mm,
And she worked extremely hard, but the only thing that she had to show for it was her debt. And I am so thankful in the 90s, you could take their death certificate, you could mail it or fax it out, and to prove that they passed on and their debt would be eliminated.
oh, wow.
But now, when you pass away, your debt is not eliminated, it's passed on to your loved ones. So even before I had children, I always said if I had children, I would never ever put them in that situation. And then fast forward to my situation, that was a harsh reality, that was a possibility that could happen. So that's when my husband and I were like, we really need to change our lifestyle, just everything, because I, especially me, was putting my health on the back burner because of work and I couldn't get that time off. And, work was always an excuse. And then the other thing I thought of, if I was to have passed away, my kids would remember mom always working, being tired, stressed out, overwhelmed, miserable. And that's not how I want my children to remember me.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So those were all my wake up, my light bulb moments, my ahas. And so, like, pretty much like a lot of people, I was scrolling on my phone,
Ah,
and my husband and I were literally like asking, like, what can we do that would put our health first,
mm-hmm.
uncapped income, we can travel, build our relationship together and with our children, and have a positive impact on our family, future generations, and be able to help other people to do the same thing. And no sooner were we asking the universe, and wham, this business came right on my
Wow.
social media.
Wow.
So it really piqued my interest, especially
Mm-hmm.
about the part about the young, because we have a lot of young business partners jumping on,
Yeah.
how they're in their 20s, early 30s, they're
Yes.
retired, they're traveling, they're helping their parents, they're raising their own kids, they're building wealth for their children.
Yeah.
And I was like, hold on. I am 40 at the time, it was 46. I'm 46 years old. I've been working so hard, but I am not anywhere near that.
Yeah. I know.
And then the whole thought about retirement, too,
Yeah.
really realizing that we weren't prepared for that. So when I saw our business opportunity, the products, how it's really about our health and the compensation plan, just, how I could trade in a 50-hour work week for 1 or 2 hours out of my time,
Amazing.
travel, take it with me. And
Mhm.
then the most important, that generational wealth, making sure that I am building something that is willable income to my children and grandchildren. Oh, and then the other thing that I never put much thought into it because I've never really heard about it before was that passive income. I
Mm,
can make money while I sleep. It besides that traditional trade all your time for a capped income,
yeah.
which you will never get out of that 9 to 5 poverty trap. And when I realized that, I was just like, holy cow, are we doing things wrong?
Right. It's backwards, right? Like we
Yes.
say we are taught, go to school, get a good job, and then you'll be retired and happy and healthy and all the things. And that's not really what's happening, is it?
Oh,
Like so
no.
many people are either not able to retire or when they do retire, they're so sick they can't do anything anyway.
Yep.
Like it's the whole thing is really backwards.
Yep. And
Yep.
that's the thing. Like, so I've always had like waitressing jobs,
Mhm.
cashier jobs, cleaning houses, cleaning for the hospital, like those kind of jobs. And when I was 34, that's when I went back to school to get my social work degree. I spent 6.5 years going to school to
Wow.
get my education, my certificates, extra training, all of that to hopefully what my goal is all the time to make more money to get my time back. But I realized that yes, I made more money, but however, I was still never home. I was still stressed out. I was still tired, overwhelmed, not knowing my family. Same position as I was before with just a different job title. And I thought, what am I doing wrong? Like, I'm doing everything that I was told to do, but I am in a no better place.
Yeah.
So that was another
What do you
like,
think about so talk to us for a minute about, you said 6.5 years. Did I hear you right? That you went to
yeah,
school to be a social worker.
yeah.
And how does that compare to the training that we have here inside of this business, this high ticket business?
So the comparison is when you're going to school, everything is book and you just hand in assignments. But here, what I got excited about is that small information at a time with very informational video that anyone can follow and do, and as well as the community
Yes.
connected to an amazing community who wants to, everybody in there has their own reason why they started their business, but we come together as a collective because we truly want to help support and like help each other out in every which way I can. And then I remember like even when going to school and starting my job, it wasn't that supportive. It was,
Right.
here's a little bit of help. We're so busy. Either you learn it or, you're going to survive or you're not.
Yeah.
But here, even on your bad days when you're like, I'm having issues, I need help, like there's so much support. And then also that mentorship, our leaders who have started out exactly where we were at one time and how they want to help us succeed and get our time back, get in a place of better finances, get home to our children and do all these things. They spend that time and they pour back into us. And they don't have to do that at
No,
all. They do it
definitely
because
not.
they want to. And I remember like even going to school at times, I had an amazing professors and stuff, but it was really hard to get their time or even to
Yeah.
book. And
Hmm.
how we have our leaders every Thursday, we
Yeah.
have boot camps,
Yeah.
we have our group chat, we can reach out. There's always someone, and I just find it so much more supportive than when I went to school.
And did it take you 6.5 years to start building this business?
No.
No, even our top leader has not been in this business for I think she's only been here for 5 or 6 years, and she's like a top income earner.
Yeah.
And so it did not take 6.5 years to go to school to learn something to start making like a decent wage, but not a life changing wage. Correct?
Yeah.
Right. That's kind of, again, it kind of makes you go, wow, like when you said 6.5 years, I thought, wow, seriously? 6.5 years? Man, do you know what you could do in this business in 6.5 years?
Right.
Right? Because like even now, the training that Melissa was just talking about, they're just updating a whole bunch of new training for us, which is like plug and play. So even now, even though it has not been 6 years that training was since that first training was set up, they've already redone it. And like it's amazing. It's amazing when you think about how much time it takes in the 9 to 5 world to get trained, to make money, to do all the things, and yet how different it is in a business model like this one. It's
Yep.
crazy, right? So
Yep.
it's such a difference, such a huge difference. So what do you think your biggest win is so far inside of this business, this community? Like, what do you think?
Oh, I would have to say like the personal development and getting reconnected with myself because when I was working all the time, in that mindset, work, work, work.
Yeah.
Um, I got to a place in life where I truly hated life. I really did. I wasn't laughing, I wasn't smiling because I couldn't get enough time off of work. All I did was work and I was constantly revving on high. And just when this business came, like it really pushes about that personal development, that mindset and what I wasn't expecting that. So if you would have met me 3 years ago to how I am now, I'm a completely different person. I am not the same. I'm enjoying life. I'm taking every moment. I'm laughing, I'm smiling, I'm joking around. Like life is so much better. And what I love about this business, it truly does bring out the best part of you. And also, what I love is that my husband and I have always had a really good relationship, but now with this business and on this new journey, we are so much more closer, and it just blows me away because I always thought we had a good relationship. Now it's
Ah,
way better.
yep.
And then even with my children, being reconnected with
Mm,
them, getting to know them, like what's going on in life versus before, I didn't know what was going on in my family's life. I had no idea. How could I when I was always
exactly.
working and so
Exactly.
exhausted?
And your mind and your heart and everything was pulled in so many directions. It's like, yeah, you can't even blame yourself for not knowing what was going on in their life. It just was too hard to get there. But
Yeah.
you talk about your relationship with your husband and your relationship with your children. What kind of an impact do you think that relationship with your husband has on your children?
Oh,
The new and improved relationship with your husband.
right. Actually, it's funny, our kids, because our twins are at home, where our older two are gone, they're
Yeah.
moved out.
Right.
But even the twins are like, oh, can you guys stop holding hands? Can you guys stop like
I
kissing?
love
Like,
that.
they're like, ew. And I'm like, you know how lucky you are to have
Yes.
parents that actually really want to be together and
Yeah.
enjoy each other. Like, we're goofing, we're laughing, we're
Yeah.
joking around. Like, the atmosphere in the home is so much lighter and
Absolutely.
just like happy, whereas before I'd be like, ugh, and just
That.
go straight
Yeah.
upstairs and close the
Yeah.
door,
And
right?
I mean, we don't realize that what our
Yeah.
kids see is what
Yeah.
they live. And so
Yep.
now you're giving your kids a whole new vision of what their future can look like. Right?
Yep.
And if that's not impact, I don't know what is, because our kids, that's what we do everything for, most of us,
Yeah.
right? Is we have these beautiful babies and we want them to grow up and be all that they can be. But if they are seeing us not do that, if they're seeing us just like you said, be depressed and down and grumpy and tired and overworked and underpaid and all the things, they think, well, that's what I got to look forward to. Like, I guess that's where I'm
Yeah.
going. But if they see the opposite, they see
Yep.
you guys having fun and traveling and doing cool things and you're happier, and all of a sudden they're like, hey,
Yeah.
that changes everything. And so
Yep.
that to me is like, oh, I just love that impact, because it should always start in our home. We should want to make an
Yes.
impact in our home, right?
Yep.
Like, absolutely. I could go into your whole social work thing and what you, but again, you have seen the opposite side. You're the one that's in there taking kids, protecting kids, doing whatever you did
Yep.
because things weren't good. And so, yeah, like it must just be so beautiful to see, the polar opposite now of your life
Yeah.
to what you were seeing with other kids in the past.
It was funny actually now you think like when you were mentioning that when I was working with kids, I would ask them what their biggest concerns are and what they would love. And their biggest concern was that mom and dad are always tired. They're never home. And what they really wanted was more time with their
Yeah.
parents. And
Oh,
as these
wow.
children are saying this, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, I'm doing the same thing to my children.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I was
no.
just like, wow. And
Yeah.
then, speaking to the parents, they wish they had more time with their kids and they feel that torn between work and family. And I was there too, but I was just like, what, like, we're all
What do
stuck
you
in the
do?
same,
Yeah.
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 What do you
Exactly.
do? You have
Yeah.
to bring home a paycheck.
Yeah.
And then even my kids, they tell me now, mom, it was really hard watching you when you were always working, tired, stressed, never home. But they said that they thought that was normal. They thought that was the way of life. And that's what exactly they were expecting the same thing. And then now stepping into this new journey, into this new role. And now they even like they're talking bigger dreams. They want to do
Ah,
this, they
see,
want to
that's
do
so
that.
awesome. That's so
Yeah, and they're
awesome.
not settling for that.
So
So
cool.
I yeah, so you can see the ripple effects.
Yes,
Like it's
absolutely.
happening.
Absolutely. I love that. What are your
Yeah.
goals for 2025?
I have so many. It's crazy. Retire my husband, of course. I
Nice.
really want him to be retired.
Yeah.
Every month this year, we have like small things planned on little trips and stuff
Ah,
because
nice.
truly you can take our business anywhere on the go with you. So we're literally starting to live that.
Nice.
And another one is, well, our youngest children, who knows, they're graduating this year. We don't know exactly what life
Yep.
is going to throw at us, but we're here
Right.
for it. We're excited. So
I love it. I love it.
yeah, we're on this like new adventure.
Yes, that's so cool. I love that. And adventure to me is that's life. Like that's fun. That's when we have adventure, it's so awesome. And so when we have the ability, we have the time, we have the money, we get to go do the thing, we get to have the adventures. Like how much better does life get from there? I mean, that's so
Yeah.
awesome, right? I think that's so awesome. So in closing, you got, you've heard people talking about this business. You jumped in. What would you tell someone who's sitting there hearing your story thinking, oh my goodness, I so resonate with this. Like I work all the time, I have no money, and I'm totally not with my kids. Um,
Yeah.
or that person is just like, I want my life to have more adventure. I want to make an impact. I want to do something different. What would you tell them?
My thought is if you're paying attention, following along, you're reading the posts, you're curious. My thought is that you should really take the time and reach out and ask us for the information because you could build a business in small pockets of time throughout your day. It doesn't take hours and hours and hours, like 1 to 2 hours out of your day to build a business that could free you from your rigid work schedule. You can make money to help pay off debt, money for retirement, for traveling, to help your children, to help your parents, help those bigger dreams and goals that you have for yourself. Because I'm sure you have more for your life than just working 9 to 5 and looking forward to the weekend. Like, when did we get to that place where we thought that was living?
Right. Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely. Such good advice, right? Like
right?
there's more. There's more. All we have to do is rise up and jump
Yeah,
in, right? I
yeah,
always say we jump in faith first, I say, like, because it takes faith. It takes faith to start something new, but
yeah,
it takes a whole lot of something else to stay stuck, right? So
yeah, yeah.
I am oh,
Don't
go
let
ahead.
fear hold you back. Don't let fear
Absolutely.
hold you back. Kick it in the
Absolutely.
butt, send it back in, and
Yes,
just go
yes.
for it.
Absolutely, because what have you got to lose in the end anyway? It,
Exactly.
we don't have forever. We got this minute right now today. So what can we do to be different and to make ourselves whatever do the thing, right? Do the thing that's on our heart to do. What is the thing? And do you need the money? Do you need more time to do it? come talk to us. We can help. Hey, and before we take off out of here, so if you do want to know, um, we have live master classes, which is awesome to jump on a live masterclass because you can actually see the comments of other people that are in the thing. Sometimes you can ask questions depending on how they've set up their thing, but it's a beautiful opportunity to just be a part of the community, to start to see, feel, hear, right? And it costs nothing to learn, absolutely nothing to learn. The other thing that's really cool, correct me if I'm wrong, Melissa, but I think we are starting another 30-day boot camp, which is amazing training from the top income earner. I think that starts the beginning of April, correct?
Yes.
Did we hear
Yes.
that? So if like this master class is happening like on what are we at today, the 11th of March, so you still got lots of time, but you definitely want to be a part of that 30-day boot camp because it's just gonna skyrocket your learning curve is going to be cut down so much by that master class. So, or I mean that boot camp. So reach out if you're on Melissa's page, absolutely reach out to her. She can more than help you. If you're on my page, come on over and I will be happy to help you as well. And we are here for you. So if you have questions or whatever, we're here. So in the
Yeah.
meantime, go make the impact, or at least think about the impact that you want to make, because that's, like I said, that's my whole thing, is helping people make the impact that's on their heart to make. So have a fantastic day, my friend. God bless. And thank you so much, Melissa, for being here. I'm so grateful that we get to work together, in a business
Yes.
that has no competition. We build each other up, we lift each other up. And to me, that is so awesome. So
Yep.
I appreciate you very much. And we will talk to you again. Bye for now.
Thank you.